certain creatures are adapted for the
Oh,
environment that they live in. So I'm going to show you some pictures now, and I'd like you to have a little look at these pictures and see if you can tell me the way in which the creature is adapted for its environment. What's this creature here, Alf?
polar bear.
It's a polar bear. Now, in what way is the polar bear adapted for its environment, would you
The
say?
only thing is, I don't know what adapted.
Well, adapted means that, look, you know how some people have got long noses and some have short noses,
Mm-hmm.
and some people have got big fingers and some people have got small fingers. And some creatures have big claws and some have small claws. And some creatures have big fat bellies and some don't. Well, sometimes it can be helpful if a creature has a particular feature, like, for example, big fat belly or something similar like that. So what has this polar bear got that helps it live where it is? It doesn't look like a very happy polar bear, does it?
Um, it has um long claws, so it can
Long
make
claws.
marking.
So it can go those poor seals and go, ah, and grab the seals. Yes, absolutely. What else?
Um, it has a twitchy nose, so when he smells, he can smell things from far away,
Okay, good sense of smell. Yeah, absolutely. It's also, what color
and
is the
also
polar bear?
um black.
Oh, it's got black skin, well remembered. Yes, polar bears have black skin. It's really weird, that. But their fur is clear, isn't it? And that
Mhm.
reflects the light, so they appear white. And that means that they can sneak up on people. They're ferocious polar bears. But anyway, um, what about this cactus on the right? In what way is that adapted, do you think?
You mean a llama?
No, the cactus on the right. This is a
Or
cactus. Yeah,
cacti and cactus. I know what a cactus is.
yeah,
There
this
are
thing.
lots. Yes,
You
I know.
know, you know how they have little spikes, yeah,
Yeah.
that come out of them. Do you know what the spikes are?
It's protecting the cactus.
Yes, but those spikes are actually leaves. If you can imagine a leaf, right, like that,
Hmm.
let me draw it down here. If you can imagine a leaf like that, and you can imagine wrapping it up, so it sort of wraps all the way around like that.
What?
Can you imagine
It looks
rolling a
like a
leaf up?
snail. Yeah.
If you
Roll it.
roll a leaf up, it becomes a spike. And cactuses, or cacti, I should say, have these
Cacti.
spikes. The spikes are actually leaves. But because they're all rolled up like that, they can't lose a lot of water, which is rather clever in the desert. What's
Mm.
this thing here?
Where? It's a
Hmm?
hump.
This hump. Why might it have a hump?
Hmm?
Why might it have a hump?
Um, so you can just chop it back easily.
That sounds a bit gross. It keeps fat in there, which it can convert into water, so it can survive for a long time. It's got its own water source on its back. All
Mark.
right, in what way is this creature adapted for where it lives?
That's a fish,
It is well spotted.
and it has blue 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 blue.
Yes, but that's not an adaptation. An adaptation isn't a blub 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 mouth. Well, it's got fins, hasn't it? That helps it to
Yeah.
swim. So it's got these sort
And
of fins and a
also,
tail. Yeah,
he also has his scales to pump the water.
it does indeed. And interestingly, you know how if a fish is coming towards you,
Mm,
it looks like that. There you go. There's a
mm.
couple of eyes. There's this little face. This is a fish coming towards you, yeah? Do you know why they're shaped like that?
Why?
So if there's a big, big, big fish underneath, right, looking up, the big, big, big fish underneath doesn't see them easily because the big, big, big fish underneath notices the shadow of any smaller fish that are above it. So, any of those creatures that are deep, deep, deep in the ocean suddenly see a shadow and they think, hello, there may be some fish up there. Whereas if they're that shape, they're sort of less likely to be seen. Does that sort of make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah, but you can still see them.
Well, we can see them, can't we? These all come together. This is something called huddling, all right?
Mm-hmm.
They all huddle together. Can you think of a reason why they would do that?
Um, I think because there might be something important that one of the penguins want to say.
I like that. No, it's to keep them warm because by them all sort of huddling together, look, that one there looks really warm, doesn't he? He's surrounded by loads of other penguins. So they do that to keep themselves warm. Also, of course, if you're in the middle, you're safe from those pesky polar bears. Okay, so you also get creatures that live in very, very extreme conditions. Do you know what we mean by an extreme condition?
Very, very dangerous.
Yes, it can be very hot, or it can be, as you say, very, very dangerous. Like, for example, near a volcano underground, or under the water in the sea. You get
Or
volcanoes in the sea. Um,
maybe an earthquake.
yes, near that. These are called extremophiles. All right. So extremophiles are creatures that live in these extreme conditions. So where it's very, very hot, or maybe there's a load of pressure, things like that. Very often bacteria survive in these extreme conditions. Do you remember what sort of cells bacteria are made from?
Prokaryotes.
Prokaryotes, fantastic. Okay, well, I'm going to call it a day there for that first section and join me for the next one. Bye.
Bye.